How do you plan to tackle the challenges of affordable housing in Fort Collins?
Hmm, good question. I think it may be one of the questions, right? Um, uh, so sometimes I just think about things without, well, I do think about things a lot just in my own brain. And then it's really good to go read and reach out to, and then not confirmation bias, but what are other people thinking about? And it turns out quite a few people are thinking about some sort of dedicated funding for affordable housing. And not just affordable housing, but housing homeless. We have to fix that problem. And not just because it's a problem, but it's because people are suffering. And that's why you fix it. Not like, let's make that problem go away. It's like the idea is let's get in there and help people in an authentic, holistic way. And we need mental health services, addiction services, and we've already started with the housing first model, which is great. And we've started with the Murphy Center of all the one-stop servicing. I think Fort Collins is a long way down the road, and I wouldn't be opposed to some sort of dedicated funding stream. And I think if we go to our city and ask the people for that, we could do that. We have to open our minds. What we've done so far has been great and good people working on it, but when Homeward 2020, is not going to exist anymore. Relying, our nonprofits are so overworked and hardworking and appreciated, but there's some things the government can do in collaboration with all of them to help support their work, but also be a more, and I think the reason why the voters would go for a dedicated funding stream is because I think that's a real community value. I don't know if that would come to pass. That's just one of the ideas I've had. I've also met with Housing Catalyst and some others, and the American Planners Association, who I respect greatly, about, I think we're going to have to dig in and look at our zoning codes to make sure they're not really part of what is exacerbating a really challenging problem. So as we have limited land and water, or finite land and water, and more population, we're probably going to have to live closer together and use less water. Yeah. But in Europe, they live really close together and maintain a lot of open space. There's models around the world who've done it. We just still think that we need this huge yard. And, we grew up with the sprawl and there were 4 kids in my family. And of course we had to get 6 cars. I mean, when you turn 16, you got a car. So they would line down the driveway, and we lived in a cul-de-sac. So the James family cars were just around the corner. And you think, how crazy is that? But we used to, that's when you build a city built around cars. And we need to, one more thing. It's not a question, but I think we really have an opportunity to reimagine our city and not around the car. Fundamentally not around the car. Around biking, walking, transit. That's what people love that. And it's part of our healthy living lifestyle and mobility, right? So I'd love to be a systems thinker with all of you together about how we want to do this for the next 25 years. I'll only at the max be there 6, but then somebody else gets to have a turn.